Hello again. Today's Thursday, April 29th. We are one day closer to a weekend. I don't know about you, that makes me happy though. For self-start today, students are going to be going into quizzes, this website, and using this code. This is going to be a practice based off of yesterday's scale factor lesson. So you go ahead and do it. Um, it it will not assign you a name for you at home, so you're welcome to just type in any appropriate name. As far as information goes, make sure your parent signature slips are in by tomorrow. If you want full credit, if you've lost your paper, then your parents can email me and we'll still give you full credit that way. But all of that has to be done by tomorrow, please. First and second hour, if you have first and second hours with me, tomorrow we have a training, so you will have a substitute, so please make sure that you're behaving for them. For today, we've done this, you should have done the self-start hopefully. We're going to talk about absolute values, and then we're going to talk about order of operations. So here we go. So with absolute value, what that means is how far away from zero a number is. So, thing with this is absolute values are always going to end up as a positive number. It's hard to, remember that sometimes, but absolute value are always positive. So absolute values are these lines right here. So if you see some lines and then a number inside of it, that means the absolute value. So the absolute value of -4 means it's 4 jumps away from 0. So notice again, my answers are positive. So a -4, an absolute value of it is just a +4. If it's a 4 inside of the absolute value, it's still 4 jumps away from 0, so my answer is still +4. So when we're giving some absolute values to determine something like this as an expression, we can go ahead and simplify it down. So the absolute value of -15, well, remember, that's just a positive. So that's just saying, I can't get my mouse to work. Hold on one sec. Okay, we got it working. So the absolute value of a -15, remember, it's just a positive. So we're going to put 15. Now we're adding the absolute value of a -12. Absolute value has to be a positive, so that's just like saying 12. And then we're adding the absolute value of a -2, which is a +2. So then we just have 15 plus 12 plus 2, which is going to give me an answer of 29. Down here we have the absolute value of -6, which is 6. We're going to be subtracting the absolute value of 5, which is 5. And then adding the absolute value of a -11, which is 11. So 6 minus 5 is 1, plus 11 which is going to give me 12. So there you go. There's your absolute values for you. So moving into order of operations. Hopefully you guys have heard of or remember PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So what does each letter stand for? The P stands for parentheses. The E stands for exponents. The M stands for multiplication. D stands for division. A stands for addition. S stands for subtraction. So these are the order that you need to solve problems in. So you take care of parentheses first, then you take care of the exponents, then you take care of multiplication and division, and these can be intertwined so you can swap orders if needs be. And then addition, then subtraction. So a couple of things to be aware of when it comes to parentheses. There are a couple of different types of groupings or parentheses you might see. So you have your typical parentheses. You might see some weird looking brackets like this, or just some basic brackets look like that. So be aware of what all of those mean. Those are all different types of parentheses. They all follow the same rules. So which one would I solve first? When you have multiple parentheses or brackets like this, for example, you want to work from the inside out. So we need to start with this right here. So we're going to start with 2 plus 5, which is 7. So now I have 4, and then 15 minus my answer, which was 7. So now I need to take care of those. So I have my 4 in my bracket, and then 15 minus 7 is 8. And that's just like saying 4 times 8, which is 32. So with multiple parentheses or brackets, you want to start from the inside and work your way out. So exponents, what is an exponent? It means how many times you're going to multiply the number by itself. So 5 to the third power means you're going to do 5 times 5 times 5. You're going to multiply 5 3 times. 6 squared means you're going to multiply 6 times 6 because there's squared. You want to do 2 6s. So how do you type in an exponent into your calculator? Well, for 7th grade, all you need to know is the x squared button on your calculator. You'll learn how to do other powers or other exponents next year. But for 7th grade, for right now, you just have to worry where that x squared button is on your calculator. So next thing is simplifying an expression. What does it mean? It means to get it as simple as possible. You want to get it as small as you possibly can. So in this case, something like combining like terms. So I have 5x that I can combine, and a positive 6x and a negative 2x. So 5x plus 6x is 11x. 11x minus 2x gives me 9x. And I can't do anything with that 10. Remember, we can't have giraffalents. We can't combine these because they're not the same. So then 9x plus 10 is as simple as it will go. You might see something that looks like this when all of a sudden now we have exponents in parentheses we need to worry about. So we have to worry and think about PEMDAS. We have to get rid of the parentheses first. So we get rid of stuff that's inside. So we're going to do that first. So we're going to still have my 6 plus my 3. And then inside the parentheses is 1 plus 4, which is 5 squared. So now the next step is exponents. PE, E stands for exponents. We need to do something with that exponent. So 5 squared. So now we have our 6 still, plus our 3, and 5 squared is 25. So now let's go ahead and get rid of those parentheses by doing rainbow. So that's going to give us 6 plus 3 times 25 is 75. And 6 plus 75 gives me an answer of 81. So this type of problem kind of combines a lot of different order of operations with parentheses and exponents and multiplying and everything. So evaluating an expression means wherever you see a variable, in this case an x up above, you're going to put the number in its place. So when it says evaluate the expression when x equals 3, every time we see the x, we're going to replace it with the number 3. So instead of saying x minus 2 squared, we're going to say 3 minus 2 and then squared. Instead of saying x plus 4 squared, we're going to say 3 plus 4 squared. So when I start breaking it down, 3 minus 2, because we want to take care of what's inside parentheses first, that's going to give me 1 squared. We're going to subtract inside parentheses 3 plus 4, which is 7 squared. 1 squared is just 1. 7 squared is 49, so 1 minus 49 equals a negative 48. So when it says evaluate and it tells you what the variable equals, you're just substituting that number in for that variable. So in this case where you have two variables, you have an a and a b, that's okay because we're just going to substitute these numbers in. So right now it says a squared plus b plus a. Well, up here it says a equals 2. So put my parentheses. Instead of a squared, we're going to say 2 squared. Plus b. Well, instead of saying b, we're going to say plus 7. And then we're going to plus a. Instead of saying plus a, we're going to say plus 2. Well, let's see. Inside parentheses come first. So 2 squared is 4 plus 7 plus 2. So inside parentheses first, 4 plus 7 is 11, plus 2. And that's going to give me an answer of 13. So again, all we did was we substituted these numbers in for A and B down here. So there you go. There's kind of your PEMDAS and absolute value lesson. If you have any questions, feel free to email or contact us through Canvas, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great day, guys. See you back soon.